I can see my screen here. I just can't see it on YouTube. Now I think I can. Let's check that out. Okay, it looks like it's okay. Okay, I think I know what it is. I think I figured it out. Okay, that looks like it's working. Thank you, everybody, for hanging with us. Oh, Rustan, you look like a Ghostbuster. I gotta let the boss know it works now. Oh my gosh, Artista, what are you doing? You were in a bubble. That is so cool. Here, I'll move my screen over to show everybody. All right, look, look at, look at Artista. Oh my gosh, dude. Can I just go be a ghost in a bubble and like your little emotional support bubble, and the world can't hurt you? Like that is so cool. That is creative. I love it. Well, thank you everybody for being here today. It is week 4 of Building Basics in Decentraland, and it's Halloween, so we're gonna finish up with one more kind of a spooky Halloween job or task. This is hopefully for beginners, so if you're a builder that's been around Decentraland more, it might be might move a little bit slow for you, but hopefully everybody can pick up, if you could pick up like one piece of information, I'd be pretty happy. I know I am still, built here for 6 years and I'm still like going through this process. I'm learning new things just because there's new things added to the builder. So please, oh, I'm gonna go on Discord real quick. So one more second. Make sure that everybody can hear. All right. There we go. So feel free to join if you want. If you have any questions, I have a difficult time seeing the chat while I'm doing this, and so at the end, I'll go through and see if there's any questions. So right now, there's a contest through Decentraland where you can enter to be chosen. I think they're selecting 5 winners to take one of the new templates that they've added to the Creator Hub and then use that and create your own scene, customize it, and put your own flair on it. And then you just submit it either on Instagram or X, and then they're choosing the winners out of that. I think it's a really good, like, low barrier to entry way to participate. I mean, 400 bucks cash, that's pretty nice. That's no joke. And then it's actually really a cool practice. Like, these aren't homework exercises like all these contests, but kind of they're like homework exercises from your teacher that maybe you win $400. So that's actually like so much better than college because there you just pay them $400 to learn the stuff. So I think everybody should do it. I'm not going to submit mine. I'm just going to make mine and then I should submit it, and then anything I win, I just like donate it to a good cause. But I'm just glad, hopefully, if other people can get helped through this. All right. So let's see. Here we go. Um, so if you're watching this and you're new to Decentraland, the first thing that you're going to do is download the Creator Hub. I think everybody else here by now has done that, so I'm just gonna kind of cruise right past that. When you are opening up the Creator Hub, you're going to be in here. You can do a new scene, but for this, we want to go over here to the templates. We're going to find new templates that they keep adding. They've got, quite a few to choose from now. Some are 400 parcels big. Some are, I think the smallest one is still 4 parcels. This cozy house might be smaller. For this specific contest, I believe the rules state you either have to edit the cozy house or the spooky house. I think it'd be kind of cool um, to like spookify the cozy house or cozify the spooky house. But I think for the sake of today, we'll just take the spooky house and work with that one. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna name it. Let's just do spooky house. You can always go back in there later and change it up. There we go. For some reason, yeah, I think I just said this last week. You gotta click twice on that. There's just funny little quirks about the Creator Hub that I love the Creator Hub, but it's funny how you're like, oh, there's just little things. There's another one where like you have to click and click away and click back. But we figure it out. Let's see. So I do want to use a little bit of CSM, the Common Sense Machine AI, a little bit for this. We went over that last week, so I don't want the whole thing to be, creating new stuff. I kind of want to work with what we have. This is like Chopped. When you go to the show Chopped and you go to the kitchen and they're like, okay, this is what you have to work with. So like right here, you guys, that's literally what everybody has to work with. Like everybody is doing the same thing. So you can change assets out. You can like mix it up. This is a really cool asset. I think it's by Z Sidel. I hope I'm right on that. So some of the pieces are from, well, actually, are they from the builder? Are they completely different? I was thinking they're from the builder, but now that I look carefully, I think all of these out here are completely new assets. When you go inside, then these are obviously, from the builder. There's a nice skull on the table, a knife. It's a little room down here, and then there is kind of an attic area. So if everybody in Decentraland is going to start with this template and then like change it up and make it their own, right away I was like, all right, what do we do with it? Do we turn it into like, I don't know, how do we make it cool? How do we change it? How do we make it creepy? Do we add, clowns again and just go with that theme, or do we do something different? And I recently, well, like 2 nights ago, started the Wednesday Addams series. And so I don't know why, but I was thinking like the color purple would be really cool to change it up. See if we can like purplefy it. There's something so Halloweeny about purple. And I kind of like that challenge of like take something gray and then how much can we change it by like also staying in the rules. So I'm just going to, sorry, I keep moving it around, but I like getting like a good view. I'm going to go down here to the asset packs because I kind of know some purple items, but I don't know them enough to be like, oh, I'm going to go grab that thing. So I'm just going to look up purple, and this is going to give me everything that uses the word purple in the description. And there's some Like, so when I teach painting classes, I always say, like, there's like purple and then purple. So this would be like purple because it's super bright. I don't know, I'm weird like that, but I do give my colors intonation. Um, that's kind of the color I'm looking for. I would actually go with more like deep purple, but that's good. That's good. That like immediately changes the entire, look or feel of everything. I think I'm gonna go for like a little plant. These are just, super easy to put in there. It's not gonna change the atmosphere that much, but it just makes it look like we live like we've lived here a while. I'm going to left click, right click, duplicate that plant. There we go. And I don't like it when plants, yeah, sorry, there's a lot of things I don't like. Oh, this sound like a snoot there. I don't like it when plants look the same. So like I duplicated this one and just moved it. Plants, like anything natural has to be a little bit different. So I would move this one. Now they might look too symmetrical, so I'd do it, probably like that. Okay, so we got a little purple there. Now, one thing that's really cool that I found in this asset pack that I did not know we had is this right here. Like, the heavens divined it. Like, it's literally a purple roof. So I'm going to drag that in. I'm going to get a close look. Remember, like, if it's highlighted, you kind of have a distorted color. So I just click on something else. Okay, so it's not bright purple, but if our job is to customize this scene, like this is a great way to do it. It's just change the roof up. So one thing you notice, like when you click on this asset, over here is the scale or like the rotation mechanism, or like if I want to scale it, that's over here, or if I want to move it, that's over here. So when you're making assets, especially in Blender, sometimes this happens where this is the point of origin and it doesn't align with the asset. So it makes it like really, I don't know, just confusing and kind of wonky, I would say, like when you're trying to resize something. In Blender, you can just, if this happens, I always try to reset the origin to like the center of the mass or the center of the surface of the asset, especially because if you try to import it into the Creator Hub, I don't know, sometimes like if you have a scene where you don't have a lot of extra room and your origin point is like over here, you might not be able to place your asset where you want it. For this one, it's okay, we can work with it, but you'll kind of see like the problem that you run into. I'm gonna turn it this way and let's see if we can do this. All right, so I'm going to try. Actually, I think a better angle would be from over here. All right, so it is not the right pitch of the roof, but I'm going to try to get it to line up kind of like there. All right, and now let's try to resize it so that it kind of looks the same. Okay, so this is where like the more I lift it up, the higher it's going. And in order to get it down onto my roof, I have to grab it. And so it's just weird. It's because when they made this, not saying anybody should do anything, but they probably, it would have been beneficial to have the point of origin right in the roof. All right, let's make it longer. Okay. Now let's see if we can go a little bit further. It's gonna be like a steep roof. Do not try to shingle this roof. It will be your demise. All right, and now let's bring it out. Yeah, see, if the origin was in the middle, you would have that like growing symmetrically. So when we eventually get into Blender, I think that's something that is really so helpful, just to make sure that it's set in the right place. But there we go. Like that is, if only re-roofing our houses were that easy in the real world. I do notice there's like this window. I'm gonna move this guy away for a second. Oh, see, it's like so far away. Okay, so there's a window there. I don't mind that it pushes through. Actually, I'm like, that might be kind of cool if it was poking through. But then I have to resize it. Let's see. All right. Because this side, yeah, that looks pretty cool. I mean, you can see it doesn't look perfect because there's clearly something going on there, but it gives us a little bit different look. So right there, we changed the roof, we changed the ground color, and I should have duplicated this so we could have like a side by side comparison. Um, but we can compare it in the end. Okay, so we got this roof. It would be hard to make that work for this tower. So I'm now that I saw like, okay, there's a roof I never used. I'm gonna go back in to the assets and be like roof and see what comes up. Yes, I've already done this, so I do know what comes up. So there's a lot of different things. That's cool, a roof vent, but it's this guy right here that I want to use. This is awesome, and it kind of, I mean, it's like it was made for it. And it is neat when everything sort of sticks with like a common theme, at least with colors and somewhat textures. So let's see if we can make this work. I love this actually. Um, that might be a problem. So if the yellow shows up, I'm out of bounds. I'm not going to worry about that quite yet. I'm going to see if I can cover that guy first. It looks like it's okay. So I got to make it smaller. The nice thing about a haunted house is it's kind of decrepit anyway. So like if you do have these sticking through, I don't know, maybe it's just the house is falling apart. You can kind of you maybe get away with more than if you were doing something else. It just doesn't quite look as bad. All right, let's put this guy down. Oh, I still don't like that. I think I need to make it bigger. There we go. I think I could also move the house, but this works. So if you're following along, you could use these assets or just come up with your own ideas as you're looking through the builder. Okay. I know that's not going to show up because um, I want this right here to not show up so that so it's not out of bounds. And if you're an avatar, you're going to look up and you're not going to see that. So I'm being kind of a picky, but that's sometimes I obsess over little things. And maybe we just make it like, hmm. Okay. So now it's not setting off that yellow whoop whoop like barrier. And you can see a little bit of the old existing roof, but maybe this is just like a wicked house and they've had like water issues and they had to redo the roof. But I think that looks pretty close to, if you just showed me this and you were like, yeah, this is the haunted house template, I wouldn't think, oh, they added this on extra. So that's like an easy way that you can customize this build. Ooh, I see roof sticking out here. I don't like that. Um, go. I mean, you could sit here all day and just tweak it. Um, I feel like it's one of those home makeover shows. There. That looks a lot better. It's what like one of those home makeover shows where you're just like taking the existing structure and you're just painting over it, and then or you're like house flipping and then you find the new owners and you don't tell them that there was black mold in the kitchen. You just, put some pretty tile over it. That's what I'm doing here. So let's just say there's black mold in the attic and we fix that. But we need it more purple. So, um, and we might not get like the bright, bold purple that I'm thinking of, but I'm wondering, like how can I make it purple without completely changing the entire building? Um, or like how can I change it enough that it looks custom so that it doesn't look like the original? And I think CSM would be a good tool to use, not for everything, but I'm thinking if I can make like one asset and then bring that back here and then use it in like multiple different ways, I think that would be really good. So let's see. I am going to over make sure that the YouTube looks like it's working. All right. So let's go to CSM. Um, for anybody that might be new, CSM is Common Sense Machine. It's kind of a funny name. The website is Common Sense Machine, and we have a discount code if you are part of the hackathon. So if you're not part of the hackathon and you want to join really quick, you have time. You don't have much time, but you have time. I think there's like 24 hours or maybe 48 hours. Talk to toxic waifu. Um, but this CSM has been a really good like value. Just the amount of assets that I've made with it are awesome. So for today, I want to make just something simple, and I'm going to go into chat to 3D, and I'm thinking like just a column, like a pillar, like a purple column, purple pillar. So I'm just going to write that in here, like purple stone. I don't know, is it a column or a pillar? I'll do this, purple stone pillar. And the better, like the more you prompt, the better you'll get at it. And sometimes it's better to do like less, sometimes less is more, sometimes less doesn't do enough. Okay, that's kind of cool. I wasn't thinking like square, but yeah, that kind of matches the aesthetic. But it doesn't look like the proportions are right. So I'm gonna say, can you please make it taller? And let's see. Oh, ChatGPT or CSM, you didn't make it that much taller, but um, it's cool. So one thing I've found with this is like, if it doesn't work, I just start like a new chat. Let's be more specific. Can you make a circular stone? Let's do column that is purple. Maybe that stone texture would have been cool to leave in that one, but oh, that's neat. Um, okay, I mean that's like it's that's cool. Like it's not what I thought it would be, but that's fine. Like, um, but I think if I have all this background, it's gonna distract it. Can you remove the background? I It's kind of cool to have the background. Like sometimes it'll create assets for you. Like it would probably make those trees that would be gorgeous. Like, I mean, I don't know, like I imagine a unicorn in there. Like maybe it's every girl's dream to be like, oh, unicorns and beautiful trees and stuff. So later, if I want to go run down that idea, I can go back and like, create other stuff from that. Um, okay, it didn't totally take it away. Can you only include the pillar? since I want to have it as like one little asset that I can move around, if it makes it as it is right now, if it uses keeps those trees in there, it's gonna have it like one GLB scene. So all right, it's not really like isolating it. So I'm gonna start a new chat. Purple circular stone pillar, purple circular stone pillar with no background. Let's see what it comes up with. Like I'm just learning how to use this too, so I want to like yeah. Oh, that's ugly. That sorry, AI. Can you make it less polished, more medieval, medieval, no, more castle. Medieval. There's one thing about teaching that I found in school. Your brain actually like loses the ability to spell things right when you're on a whiteboard. Like if you're in front of the class, you just can like you'll just blank and you can't. It's like it pulls from a different part of the brain. Oh, this is garbage. Okay, so let's go back since I'm not getting what I want. I guess maybe it wants me to use this. Continue. Can you only include the tower? So sometimes, I mean, you can struggle a little bit with AI. Like I was trying to make something this morning and it can get so close sometimes. Oh, no, come on. This is horrible. Um, stone purple pillar. Stony purple pillar. Oh my gosh, what is it going to come up? What if it actually came up with stony eye? So, it's let's just do it. Let's take away the background, please. Actually, that one is cool. Like I wanted it to be more tall, but that is a really cool texture. We're just gonna we're just gonna take it at this point. Yeah, there we go. All right. So once you have something you like, you can kind of see the detail on it. If anybody hasn't used CSM yet, um, this is what it gives you. And then from this picture, you hit image to 3D, you say generate 3D mesh, and then it just starts making a session. And this part takes like 5 minutes. So we're gonna go jump back over to the Creator Hub. There we go. And we'll just keep building, and then we'll make sure we get back to that one. So I want this to be kind of like, I don't know, regal, like less worn down and more regal. So there's a few asset packs that work really well with this theme if you're going to try to reskin this house, like fantasy, Halloween, pirates, maybe steampunk, but you guys know what a purist I am about steampunk. Um, so I'm gonna look for some windows that maybe could match this vibe, and it's like I don't know, it's kind of actually, is that a door to the other side? Oh, I haven't used that one yet. There's still a lot of really cool things in here I haven't used. But I'm gonna use this stained glass window, and one thing I think I realized is it's like flipped around because I put it in like this, and you just gotta flip it to make it look pretty. There. So, could we put that up here? Cover cover that broken window because we're gonna try to like increase the resale value of this home, and we won't tell the new buyer that they're like it's actually a haunted house. We're gonna make it look real pretty and put it on Zillow or something. Uh, they can find out that later. Sorry, I'm so funny. Okay, so let's see if I can do two of these. You guys are like, if you have to tell yourself you're funny, you're not funny. But it makes my kids laugh. They call me cringe a lot, but that's my job. Keep them warm, make them cringe. Okay, so the dual windows. I'm not digging that you can see this in the middle. So I want to make them a little bit wider, but if I want them to be like this guy a little bit wider, this guy a little bit wider, I mean, I guess I could just do it like that, but to get it perfectly, maybe I would resize, like delete this on the right, then resize the one on the left, and then duplicate that. That way I know they're exactly the same. But that looks pretty good. I mean, that changed like the upper section. Um, so then let's see. Could we have windows down here? I'm 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 getting church vibes. I think after the Halloween, all the fun we had, we need to we need some church and there we go. All right. So same thing. I think we have to flip this one around and sometimes it's hard to tell if I don't know, like it's just I get lost. See, like I couldn't even tell how close I was to this. Um, so if I put it right up to the wall, I'm gonna make it bigger first. Then when I rotate it, I kind of have like a little bit of a perspective, like when it's through the wall. That one didn't quite do it, but sometimes, like if it's a really flat object, it just, in my mind, it like helps me a little bit. Right. And I'm not sure how many I can fit here. This is, that's the window I'm trying to hide. So maybe if I make this a little bit wider, I think that would hide it. And always move, yeah, there we go. Make sure you're moving around so that you get both sides, both perspectives. And now I'm gonna go left click, right click, duplicate, and then move this guy over. And then C, click on something else. All right, those look pretty good. There's a little bit more space on this side than on this side. So if I select both of them, I can like fill in that. Oops. But then I get the window peeking through. So I might just have to deal with it. All right, so if I want to go through and put those over here, I mean you could just keep dragging stuff from down below, but especially with symmetry, and I really, really like my brain loves symmetry. Like I'm a very disorganized person, but when it comes to design, like symmetry is the way. Like I don't know, I'm weird like that, but so to get them identical, the easiest way is just to have them both highlighted. So click on your item and then hold down shift and then click on the next item. And now I've highlighted both of those. And then I can go over here, right click, duplicate. Now if I move them, usually it's only got that one. So what I do have to go through is again, hold shift down, collect both of them. It doesn't highlight like that. That's one little nuance that I wish it did, but now you can bring those over. This window is kind of right in the middle, so if I would have, yeah, it's not gonna hide it as much, but I think honestly like the design police are not gonna worry about that because from afar it looks good. Um, so sometimes I do painting classes and I always tell my students like, is this a 10-foot painting? Like, because they'll think, oh, it doesn't look good, and I'm like, put it down and walk 10 feet away, and then that like sometimes people, myself included, we're too focused on this right here and less focused on like when you're further away that doesn't show up, and really there's enough other things for your brain to be looking at that you don't see it. So let's see, are there windows on this side? Yes, there are, and since we don't have to worry about triangles, we want things to look good. So we're gonna select all of these. This is where it gets easy. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Got those duplicated. Um, just take them to this side, rotate them. Oh, there's a glitch right now. I don't know if it's a glitch or a bug, but you used to be able to just rotate like a whole collection of them, but we're not able to do that, so we're gonna have to do them one by one. And to be honest, it's gonna take more time to rotate them than it will to duplicate them. So I'm just gonna delete. Should have thought about this before. Delete. I'm gonna rotate this guy, get it perfect, and then just duplicate it. Duplicate. Duplicate. Why didn't it select both? Okay. So sometimes there's just little tricks like that where you're like, oh, okay, I gotta go redo something. Any time that you can save by just like mass duplicating or mass exporting them, that just saves time and makes it a little bit easier. All right, I feel like some decorations would be nice. The fantasy collection is awesome. Let's see, there's a cool arch, the Arch of Nightmares. I'm gonna add that here. Yeah, I like this asset. When this collection came out, it was very exciting because I think everybody had used all of the existing assets like as much as we could. So it was like a fresh air. Okay, where's this door? It's a really narrow door. So we're gonna make this really narrow. I think this arch, especially, like if you're gonna enter this competition, it really boom, easily just changes the vibe of the whole building. Um, just having like that one little thing. That it's pretty cool. It's got some glowing stuff on it. Okay, there's more stuff in the fantasy build. Ooh, that's pretty, but let's see. This is where I think everybody's gonna come up with their own style and I don't know. I don't worry about if people do if everybody's using the same asset pack. I think there's still gonna be a lot of difference because everybody's gonna just use different ones. So sometimes this happens. I don't know if you can see it where I'm trying to click on it and I can't. And so I'm there. I'm clicking all over. There it is. Nope. There. Sometimes it's finicky, and there's a lifelong glitch in ever since the beginning, the builder tool, where you couldn't click on something, you had to go up, click, and then click back on it. And for some reason that always worked. So I'm still trained to do that. Oops, I didn't click that. Let's duplicate this guy. There. And then there's this really cool banner. Blue hanging banner. So you could go if you wanted to customize this, you could go with all blue objects, or all red objects. I wanted purple, but now you can see I'm kind of straying away from the purple, just because there wasn't a ton of purple to choose from. There we go. Okay, so I have changed, I would say, the framework is still there, but I'd say it's a very different vibe than when we first started. So now let's go over to CSM, see if that is ready. It's picking up your order from, I don't know, from somewhere. So yeah, this looks awesome. Actually, I think it's not the purple I wanted, but it's the purple I need because it's gonna match the aesthetic. If it was too bright, it would look weird. So with CSM, all you have to do is download the mesh. I'm going to put that into this one, purple pillar. It's so easy. Like seriously, so easy. We will get into Blender eventually, and then there's just like it's not like Blender's that much harder. It's just like an extra step. Okay, so then when we're in our back into the Creator Hub, we're gonna go into Import Assets, and then hopefully you remembered where you had it and what you called it. Pretty sure I called mine purple, but I still struggled to find it. All right, there we go. Purple pillar, import, and then down here you're going to look into models, and then there should be a little picture of it, like right down here. I think because I just downloaded it, it's not there yet, but it will show up. When I drag this in, usually the items are super tiny. I guess this doesn't look as tiny because it's usually I've been downloading houses, which are tiny, but this one, not too bad. Okay, let's see. Are we going to totally distort it when we stretch it out? It might look really bad. Okay. I don't want it to look too distorted, so. Oh, that looks cool, actually, the way that it, like, goes all the way up. I was gonna, like, shorten it again. But, since this little pattern is right at this point where there's kind of this break in texture, it looks like somebody meant to put it there. Happy accidents, we take them. So let's duplicate that, and then move it over here. I mean, I don't like that it's stretched. I don't like that. And then I'm going to rotate it just because, like, it wouldn't be identical in the wild. Oh, look at that. Okay, there it is. So one thing I noticed with CSM, if I say CSI, just please understand it's not CSI the show, it's CSM. One thing I've learned is that it will take one side and be colored. I'll show you on CSM. One side is colored and then one side is not. I didn't realize this, but I did it yesterday with an asset too. So that's cool, actually. You could use this to your advantage. You could have, it's basically like getting two different assets in one. So I could have like this color, and then I could have this color. So then you'd have a little bit of like contrast. Okay, for our little castle, I'm glad this is like a quick and easy fix. Another happy accident. We'll take it. We'll pretend like we did that on purpose. And there you go. You've got like a castle. Oh, and that's such a better vibe, or like, yeah, such a better pillar than those others. You could, like, I don't like that it is stretched, so if that really bothered me, I could see what that looks like. Oh, and then what I could do is duplicate these. Duplicate, and then just like pull them up. And they're going out of the roof. That's kind of cool. Maybe I have a chimney up there. Like, I swear, most of the good things that happen in my builds, they're accidents. And then I'm just like, yep, I did that. That was me. Yeah, okay. I don't like the way that like, you can kind of see the color doesn't match up. Like, it I don't know. Let's see if I can rotate it, maybe. I'm afraid you guys are going to be like, God, it's just so nitpicky. Alright, does that look better? Does that look... I don't know. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to control Z, or undo. And then I'm going to take this pillar, and I also believe that, like, in art design and aesthetic, repeating patterns are, I don't know, for me, I like them. I use them a lot in things I'm creating, like repetition. And so I'm going to use this for all of these over here. For something like this where we're trying to like change the existing um, like character of the house, I think that will be a really good use of these. So duplicate. Barely big enough. And now we gotta rotate it so we don't get that color. Duplicate. And on that side. Okay, how's that looking? I don't know if I should make those guys taller. Okay, well, like, that is different. That is definitely different than we started with. 940. Okay, so we are running out of time, but I do want to look at a few different things that we can do now. I will just say, like, if you want to further customize this, I mean, the fun part of it is, I think, like, looking for items in the asset packs that you could use to change it up. So, like, I don't want it this bright, but if I did, this little amethyst gem, which you can see is just tiny, teeny tiny. Or maybe it's just disappeared. So, yeah, there. It's tiny. It's not big, but it looks like that roof upside down. So if I just take that and then start making it bigger. Okay, what am I doing? I think I like skewed it. It looks like it is. Oh, that's cool. It's like flat. We don't want flat. You must have like completely zeroed it out because it shouldn't be this much work to do it. You could also go over there and like scale it with the numbers, but I don't know. I'm always just like do it by hand. So there you go. Now you've got like this cool asset that looks similar, and with just a little bit of tweaking, you could have like the same thing, but now in pink. Like I said, this is a little too bright for my my spooky house. The potential buyers might not be into it, but I highly recommend like looking through here and then finding these little gems. Like this one's a literal gem. I don't mean like literal gems, but just find these things that you can change and then completely make it your own. So there. Because if I wanted it to be like a spooky haunted, candy house, that would be perfect. Nobody's gonna know it's a gem. They're just gonna be like, that's cool. That's a lot of candy up there or something. But for the design aesthetic, I'm gonna delete those for today and just stick with what we got. Okay, then one more thing I want to do to make this spooky, and one thing we haven't done much is go into like the smart items in the build, but I noticed in the pre-made template there's this little icon, which is like a sound icon. So if you click on that, it comes up over here. So there's sounds to this build when you go inside. So this one is footsteps. There's another one, a howling, howling wind. There's another sound, market. So when you go into the asset packs down here, go into smart items and then go down until you see all of these. And there's different choices. There's like ambient music, upbeat, sci-fi adventure, puzzle, medieval, lo-fi, dance club. And then there's sounds like forest birds, meadow birds, city traffic, crickets, factory. So a lot of different, different options to choose from. I want to add my own sound. I added some this morning and they were too creepy, so I like took them out. But I'm gonna add. I don't know if there's a better way to do it. So like, don't skewer me if you're like, this is not a good way to do it. But this is how I figured out that works. If I just grab one, put it in the scene. Now this, I got to play around with like directionality, like where, like when can you hear it? Like if I walk away from this, I think I can hear it more. There's also volume over here that you can play with. But what I want to do is add my own scene or my own sound. I don't want it to be like the ambient music. So I'm going to go and find my own sound file. There we go. So whispers. There's probably a lot of ways to do it, but I have a subscription to Envato Elements, which I have had since like 2018. Nothing Decentraland related. It's just like it has sounds, it has music, it has video, it has stock photography, it has backgrounds. Like I've used it in so many different parts of my creative like meanderings. So it's really cool when I find like, oh, I could use that in Decentraland, but I have the subscription, not even related to Decentraland. So this is like a cool spot where I can grab my copyright-free music, I could put it in, and then, somebody could be hearing that. So any kind of like audio bites that you could grab, that's where you put it in. So I think, we made it under an hour. There's one other thing we could do that would be really cool. That I'll show you just because I think it is cool enough and it will help you with your build. And it's something we did last week, and it's just using the texture, or like using CSM to create a texture. So let's see, chat to 3D. We want like purple haunted wallpaper. And I think that this is quick enough. It doesn't take the amount of time that the other downloads take from CSM. Let's see what it comes up with. Oh, perfect. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know. Haunted Mansion might have some copyright concerns. That's pretty close to like the real thing. But that's okay. So let's save image, wallpaper. No, I'm joking. If anybody sometimes I have to realize not everybody is like a Haunted Mansion or Disney fan, so Haunted Mansion has like a specific wallpaper for the ride, and so then like anybody that, there's like backpacks and stuff with it. It's really cool. All right, back to the Creator Hub, and we're in the smart items. I'm just gonna go out so we can go back in together. Don't want to leave anybody behind. And let's go back down to image and just drag an image in. All right, and okay, so this is something, I don't know if anybody was with us last week. If you drag an image in, boom, it disappears, and you're like, but wait, I can see it right here. Literally just go out, come back in, and I guarantee with like 90% certainty it'll be there. Yay, I'm right. Okay, and then it's also sunk through the floor. So you just have to lift it up, and now grab your wallpaper. Okay, and now I'm gonna get it in here before I resize it. So if you are gonna try to do this contest, and you're like, I don't know how to customize stuff, like this right here, you could just come through and line the castle with new wallpaper, get rid of that black mold issue, and like right there, you've just changed huge part of like the design aesthetic in this house. And you can use this for any of the templates. Like the cool thing is once you learn how to do it here, you can just go to town. And I'm guessing Decentraland's going to keep adding more templates. Yeah, it's just really cool to see how easy it is to modify it. All right, let's see. So either the wall is crooked or my image is crooked. Right? Ooh, I love it. All right, So that looks pretty good. This right here where the door is, I can't do that in the Creator Hub. Like, I would have to take it into Blender and do a cut. So I'm just gonna try to uh, get as much covered with this, and then hope nobody notices that. Oh, I'm moving too fast. There we go. So now I'm gonna duplicate this guy, and then move it down. Oh yeah, I think there's a little bit of a bend in the wall. Okay. And let's see. So I'm thinking there's actually an easier way I could edit it if I just moved the house, but I believe that the wallpaper is part of the house. Yes, it is. So that's not going to save me any time. Duplicate. And now I'm going to rotate this next one. Okay, this is where I was saying earlier, like if you have something really flat, it's helpful to me to have it right on the thing, like that you have it for perspective, because I'll know as soon as it works. It's either like gone or it's there. And so now all I need to do is just boop, pull it forward. Whereas like if I'm trying to just do that freehand out in the open, it would probably take a little bit more. Ooh, you could hide some stuff behind the walls. Bodies, that'd be kind of cool. What if you had bodies there and then like somebody's camera view goes through the wall and they see some random like skeleton that has no meaning? They would just think you're interesting. So duplicate again. Bring this guy over here. All right, it's such a small area, so it's really hard to see what you're doing. When you're like when I'm building, I always try to build like the inside first and then put the outside on as a shell. But since it's a template, you don't have that option. So that's all right. We learn to build better. Now this side, I'm going to go through the window if I'm not careful. So maybe I'll just take this thingy, move it forward. There. I think that's like a NFT frame for a picture. Actually, I'm going to get rid of it. I'm just going to get rid of that because I don't need it. Now I get to see my pretty wallpaper. I'm going to duplicate one more time. There we go. Oh, so pretty. And this guy too. I'm going to bring it out. Okay, so, well, I got another room to do. Oh, okay. Well, let's just, that looks so cool. Maybe they only had enough wallpaper to do this room. Now you could, excuse me, you could like further customize the items in here sitting on the table. Well, this is cool. I think it's logical that like the knife should be in his head. There. Oh boy. Wellness check, Vanessa. So I didn't do much outside, but the house, is different. Gosh, you could even do like purple bricks. You could do all sorts of stuff. I'm going to publish this to my world. Let's publish it to Ozzy DCL ETH, just because I don't have I have a lot of names, but I don't have names that are like really good for like haunted house kind of stuff. They're all just random, like Mayo Clinic and Verizon Wireless. So Verizon Wireless would love it if they came on and saw this. Takes about 15 minutes to publish, and yeah, just click those warnings. And then, yeah, and then we'll jump in there and hopefully the audio will work and we'll see what is going on. So this took an hour. You could, if this took 1 hour, it would not take much to like duplicate. Oh, actually, I should do that. Like take the arch, duplicate side. There you go. Oh, that looks really cool because you can like get it going further out. Okay, so like that side is done. I still would probably put a window there. I'd probably, you know, fill in these windows. You could also take these pillars. Maybe I'll do that. Duplicate. Never done. Never done. All right, let's just see what this would look like real quick because we have to wait for that to download anyway. Um, delete that guy. When you have a house template, all of the assets that are there, like when you came in, they're all going to be at the top of this sheet. Oops. I don't know what I just did. Oh, wow. Maybe I can do that. Okay. I don't know. Just always Control Z to get yourself out of a pickle. Because I don't know what I just did. And like especially if you're creating emotes, if you did something and you don't know what you did, you better delete it or find out what you did because otherwise you're gonna really mess yourself up. Okay, there we go. Delete. Oh, I like, oh, these candles are not part of the pillar. So this thing looks cool right there. I think I'll leave it. And duplicate it. Here we go. And then candles up above. Can we make those big enough to be like realistic? All right, the viewer probably won't see that they're like floating. They look good. They look, oh, they're both kind of going the same way. All right, that looks good. Oh, and you know what? I didn't even catch. Look at my thing is like floating, and there was a candle down here I smushed. So let's do that, and then put that down. That's so funny. Sometimes there's just things you find later, and you're like, ah, I don't know what I did. All right, so I think that's good. And now, if anybody wants to go through, customize their own house, um, yeah, you can do it in like under an hour. All it takes is like one additional asset, like the pillar, to really change the entire look of the house. It's kind of like painting your house. That's you could change the windows, you could change the landscaping, you could change, clean out your gutters, put a new roof on, but really it's like the painting of the house that's going to make the biggest difference. Um, and so I think that one little piece. It's not the purple I wanted, but it's like even cooler, I think. All right, so it will be deployed in probably 10 more minutes. It's still taking some time. So I'm going to jump back over to Decentraland. I'm going to do it the right way so Sin doesn't see me doing the Alt Tab on my screen. Maybe. Sometimes I have to do it. Okay. Thank you everybody for watching. If anybody has questions, please it's a small group. Oh, I see Sin and Derek in chat in CBD. Hello, hello. Now I realize I'm not talking to myself the whole time. Because otherwise I just like proceed and just talking to myself. Um, but yeah, if you have any questions, ask away. I'm going to be looking through chat. And let me know. Okay, so it looks like no questions. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for listening. I do like that we kept it to an hour today because that makes it easy if anybody wants to come in and build their own. And remember, oh, okay, here's the question. Um, so Scat has a question. I missed the start of the event. How do you decrease the number of triangles? Scat, the crazy thing is I don't anymore. Um, they have relaxed the triangle limitations. Oh, sorry, I got like phone calls coming in. Um, all right, let me get onto this page. Okay, so here's the Creator Hub. So triangles, that's, like everybody kind of knows that's that's a hard word because um, sorry, I'm just like getting back to the place right here. Triangles are like the amount of vertices that your item has. And so the more of an angle and the more like circular or the more angles that your item has, the more triangles. Like a square cube only has, 4 corners on the top, 4 corners at the bottom. So it has very few triangles compared to like a circle of the same size. So back, long time ago, you had to follow the rules. We were allowed 10,000 triangles per parcel. So this build is for a 4-piece parcel. So you get 40,000 triangles to work with. Now you can see right here, I'm at 789,000 triangles. I am out of triangles. It's way too much. And it tells you right here, your scene contains too many triangles. Your scene contains too many textures. In the past, this would have been like a non-negotiable. You just couldn't publish it. You'd get to that point, and it doesn't matter what you do, you can't publish it. They relaxed those limitations. There were ways to get around it, and people were doing that, like people that could access through the SDK and a few other tricks. But now on the Creator Hub, they've just relaxed that, and so now you can go nuts. I don't think it's a good idea to just like have 5 million triangles on a one piece. I'm afraid that it's going to start like affecting performance of different places. But yeah, you saw me building today like not caring at all about triangles. Whereas in the past, I would have been so careful, like, how much is this? Okay, where are we at? Like, I always go back and forth. And if they ever like tighten those restrictions, I think it's good to learn how to build, like being aware of triangles. But for now, yeah, like, I don't know, it's crazy. All right, so I hope that answered your question, Scott. There are also ways to decrease the poly count, the triangles on CSM. I haven't tried that, but I think you can. All right. Okay, I'll give one more second for any other questions. And then as soon as it's good to go, we can jump there, or you can jump if you want. You can hear the sound effect that I added, and then I'll leave it up at aussie.dcl.eth if anybody wants to go there and just use it like as an example and get their own inspiration. And then for this contest, I'm going to look up the details really quick. Oh, there's an easy way to find it. There we go. All right. So you have until November 3rd to enter. Just share an X post or an Instagram post of your customized house and tag Decentraland. So 5 winners will be chosen to win 400 mana. So kind of nice. That's a lot of mana. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Let me know if you have questions. And otherwise, I really appreciate everybody tuning in. Hope we can learn a little bit every week. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.